Welcome. I'm Trudy Chapa, and I'm here with Kim Penapento, and she is a registered dietitian nutritionist, and we are talking about nutrition tips for the everyday life. Today is all about the aging metabolism. I can feel that one. We're not getting any younger.
I know, this is right down my alley. This is my area. Exactly.
Fantastic. So talk to me. I mean, what can we say about aging metabolism?
Sure.
It sucks to get old.
It does. It really does. And there are many things that kind of go hand in hand with our aging metabolism. There are things we can do to kind of counteract and fight those things, the aging metabolism. But a fun fact is that our metabolisms drop 1% to 2% per decade after the age of 20. So that's something to keep in mind. So here we are, and there's other factors that do contribute to why our metabolism does drop.
We just start slowing down.
For instance, correct, like daily habits. What did we do those decades before?
Right.
Was it genetics? It can be genetics, but most often it's how we maybe were eating our meals. Did we incorporate alcohol in a lot of our meals? The low-calorie diets can also affect our metabolism, unfortunately.
Really?
Due to the fact that it can drop our metabolism as well.
So you're talking about kind of the crash diets, like
Correct.
the 3 months here and lose a bunch of weight.
Yeah, and when we have that, what's called the yo-yo effect from the low-calorie diets.
Right.
They have research, too, as well, to back up that a low-calorie diet can decrease our metabolisms.
Right.
So that's the hard part is, we have to kind of really be cognizant of what we're doing decades, years before, and how our diets are, how our habits are. So I brought up some points I want to talk about, for instance, that can zero in on to kind of combat that aging metabolism.
Yeah.
The first one is we have a set point weight. Have you ever noticed, Trudy, that our weights kind of, tend to be around that same weight? It always wants to kind of zero back in.
Yeah.
And that's true, that we have a set point weight. It can range anywhere from 10 to 20 pounds over that set point weight.
Would that set point really be developed probably in your 20s, kind of where you hang out?
It kind of does,
I mean,
yes.
People might say, well, my set point's, I'm 50 pounds overweight or whatever, and I just am always there. But you're talking about a point that gets created kind of just generally when you were fairly healthy and just where do you fluctuate in that set point?
And once again, our bodies are almost like a thermostat. We always kind of want to zero in and kind of go back to that set temperature, kind of like that. One thing I also tell a lot of people is that, it may take up to a year once you start a weight loss program or a exercise program to get to that set point weight. So do not get frustrated because it can take up to a year to get back to that set point weight.
No, is that why, when you're saying it takes almost a year, is that why some of the diets fail, right?
Correct.
Ultimately, that you lose a bunch of weight, but then you gain it all back because you really didn't give it the time and the lifestyle change for
People
the year,
get frustrated and then they just give up. And so that's why, one thing we can do is we can start a resistance program, such as a HIIT program. That would be ideal. For instance, working out, lifting weights, up to 2 hours per week if you can get that in, if that's possible.
Because you're gaining muscle and that's helping you burn more calories.
Burn more calories.
Get your metabolism
That's
going.
right. That's right.
Okay.
Eating lean protein is so important too at this time. Why I say that is because protein, it takes more energy to break down that protein.
Okay.
So, which increases your metabolism. So that's why I tell people to really incorporate more protein into their diet. Lean protein, I should say.
Yeah.
Also set realistic goals.
Yeah.
That's important too. People, like we just said, people get frustrated, they stop their diets or they go low calorie, and then that in turn drops your metabolism. It's
right?
a yo-yo effect. So, those are just simple key points to keep in mind when our metabolism is dropping. Unfortunately, it's going to happen.
Right.
It's something we all go through.
Yeah, absolutely. Your metabolism absolutely slows down. That's a fact, right? That's not a myth, but there are ways you can combat that. So again, it's all about muscle gain. It's about eating the protein in the right way. What else?
Changing your habits. Setting realistic goals. And once again, starting a resistance exercise program as well. Incorporating weights.
I love it. Well, I'm as being an aging adult, as we all are, I am going to take some of these and see if I can't increase my metabolism, get it screaming.
Right.
Thanks so much for joining us,
You're
Kim.
welcome.